we've got a moral obligation to help the world decarbonise by providing them uranium that they are desperate for. But so on that whole life cycle stewardship issue, it's really interesting because that's not the way any commodity industry works. You know, do we take back our scrap steel when we sold them iron ore or nickel or any commodity? It's not the way it works. When we sell people uranium and they are desperate for Australian uranium, they are well aware of the storage and disposal activities that they need to undertake. And from the license conditions, those license operators are plants who have that obligation. So they're aware of it. However, if you then said from some strange construct that ended up being a way, time when we were forced to take back anything we delivered, it's interesting because the Labor government under AUKUS has already agreed to put a high-level nuclear waste repository in Australia because we have to take the nuclear waste from those submarines and it's our obligation to deal with that, right? So the thought is it will be sited somewhere in South Australia. There was a site that was going to get up. Unfortunately, that was knocked down in the federal court on a technicality. There will be one and Labor has committed to that, bear in mind. When you're talking about that kind of thing, whether or not you build a repository that can handle waste from 12 submarines and maybe an Olympic-sized swimming pool, that's a huge amount of nuclear waste, there's not too much difference in cost because you've already made the commitment to build the facility in the first place and the costs are in the licensing and obviously the social licensing and the community involvement and community incentives, all sorts of stuff. It's kind of largely a fixed cost. And so if in the future where these greens were triumphant and there was full life cycle analysis, we actually could quite easily do that. That's a long-term community consultation and social license issue, but that is not a reason to actually shut down the industry. It's just another one of these kind of quite hollow arguments that anti-nuclear brigade would try on thinking we don't have an answer.